Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in for another episode of Talks with Tony. Now, I'm going to try to run off some of these videos and post them how I can, maybe one a day, maybe two a day. So just, click the little notification bell up under the video after you subscribe, so that way you'll be notified. And I put them all in the Talks with Tony playlist. So I'm pretty sure you're missing some of them, so you'll be able to just catch up when you can. Now I got this email here. We're going to dive right on in. I only read the first sentence. Hey Tony, my name is, it's supposed to be anonymous. And so y'all got to forgive me now. If somebody put their name in the first sentence, I slip up and say it. They want to be known. But I caught this one. Wow. So this anonymous. All right, sister. Thank you. God bless you. She just being polite though. I met a guy online 3 years ago. All right, 3 years. We met on Tinder. Okay. On our first hangout, we met at his house. Okay. He lived with 2 other roommates at the time. Okay. Didn't sleep together. And on the second night we were together, we did. We get to talking and still sleeping together. No commitment and no dates. I start to feel like I'm getting used. So I ask for more and he says, I'm glad you communicate these things with me so I can do that. Nothing changes. I met him at 19 and at the time I was 23. It ended with me leaving him twice because I always felt used for and money. He asked me to borrow cash often and I would always give to him. He'd never pay me back and he'd always ask for car rides. I left him and now on our last conversation he said I should have just had a baby with him because I said I would and he would have been a family and I would have been his girlfriend if I had the baby. But 1 year ago we had unprotected and I took a plan B. Because I felt like he didn't love me and I was being used. I know I made the right decision to leave, yet why did I allow myself to get used like this? And why did I accept that kind of behavior for so long? I just want to know, Tony, what to look out for in the future so I don't get played like this again. And just any advice with this whole situation, please. Thank you so much for your videos. It was because of them I left him. God bless you. Let me tell you something, okay? Let me tell you something. So, all right. Listen, get YouTube Premium if you need. Get YouTube Premium, okay? Go to the Talks with Tony. That's $14 a month, all right? That go to YouTube. I don't know if they give me into that. It might be $12.99. It might be $11.99. I don't know what it is. But get YouTube Premium so you ain't got to worry about no advertisements, okay? Make sure your phone has unlimited data. Upgrade to the unlimited data plan if you don't have unlimited data. Go to my channel. All right. When you click on Tony Gaskins, it's going to take you to and then you click view channel. It's going to take you to the home page. You should see my banner up there at the top. Is my elbow ashy? Y'all forgive me for elbow ashy. You should see my banner up there at the top. And then across up under the banner, you'll see videos, community, membership. Make sure you subscribe for one. Make sure you didn't hit that button. And then when you'll see playlist. Click on playlist. Go down to Talks with Tony. Click on that playlist and click the play button. Click the play button and just let it play. Let it play all day long. Let it play all night long. Let it play through the night while you sleeping. Just get it in your subconscious. Get it in your conscious mind. Stop listening to the radio. Stop watching television. And all you do is just watch these Talks with Tony in every relationship video. Because sister, listen, for one, I don't know why you did all that. You asked me why you did all that. I don't know why you did all that. Because that's the absolute. For one, okay. Woo! See, y'all, I be like, huh? For me, this stuff, it just be, I be thinking like everybody know this, but this what I try to tell y'all. Not everybody know this. For one, never do online dating again. Never do online dating again. You at 19 years old, you is a hot pocket. You fresh out the microwave. You get any man you want at 19. It don't matter what you look like, how you built at 19. You can walk from the door to your mailbox and meet men. At 19 years old, at 59, things have changed. You can do online dating because you mature enough. I don't approve online dating for any of my clients under the age of 50. At 50 years old, Lord willing, hopefully you've seen enough, heard enough, learned enough that you can brave the uncharted territory of online dating. If you are under the age of 50, never in your life date online again. Never in your life sign up for a dating site. Meeting a man online, in the Instagram DM, in the Facebook inbox, in the Twitter DM, is different than signing up on a dating site. And yes, don't do Facebook dating little app they got now too. I don't even know what it look like, but people keep asking. No, that don't anything where you signing up to meet someone to date. Do not do it. Do not do it, because more often than not, you're gonna meet this kind of man, a bum. This man asking you for money and you giving it to him. He asking you for rides, you giving it to him. He asking you to become his baby mama because he does not care about his life. He's so sorry. He's so lost. He's so broke, busted, and disgusted. What kind of grown man has 2 other roommates? A lost one that's still in college. Hopefully he's in college. That's the only time you ought to have roommates, is when you in college. After college, you need to bust your butt as a man to be able to afford your own place to stay. If you got to work overtime, when you getting a higher education, the only time you need to have roommates. Other than that, if you got to work at the lumber yard, the timber yard, the concrete yard, the warehouse, wherever you got to work to be able to afford. So number one, do never online date again. Number 2, never in your life date a man with a roommate. Never in your life date a man with a roommate. Number 3, never in your life give a man a dime. That's what his mama for. And if she has gone to meet the Lord, he got to get it on his own. Never give a man a dime in this day and age. 1980, okay. And if you give him a dime, that's what it need to be, a dime. 10 cents, because he want 10 cents, so he ain't got to bust a dollar. Because it's 110 and you got 10 cents and he got $2 and he don't want to bust a dollar and get 90 cents back, so you get him that 10 cents. That's all you do for a man. A man is the protector and the provider. Do not give to a man unless you willing to flush that down the toilet. Okay? If God ain't visited you, you ain't walking with God. But you're not walking with God because you on your back on the first date. That's the other. So let's put that to number 1. Get to know God. Okay? Get your Holy Bible. Open the Holy Bible. Read the book of Proverbs. Read the book of Proverbs. 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 Read it. Read a chapter a day. Read it again 2-3 more times. Okay? You could get the Bible app. If you ain't got a Bible, it's a Bible app. It's called the Bible. Call the Bible app. Get the Bible app, read Proverbs. And then go on to the New Testament and read the book of John. Or Matthew. Read the book of Matthew. Learn about Jesus. Get to know Jesus. Get to know Jesus. Get to know God. And then you read on through that New Testament. And when you get up to Revelation, stop at Revelations. Don't read the book of Revelations yet. It ain't really going to make sense to you at this stage because you're on milk. Okay? Get to know God. Get to know them teachings and the laws that was put in place, the rules put in place, the instructions put in place by Apostle Paul through God. God spoke through Apostle Paul. So get that in your spirit. One of them going to be, don't fornicate. One of them going to be, stay off your back. That's the next thing. Don't ever sleep with a man until he your husband. And if you sleep with him before that, that's a gamble. And you got to be willing to lose your shirt. No pun intended. You got to be willing to lose everything if you sleep with a man. Because when you sleep with a man that's not your husband, you could catch AIDS, all right, syphilis, gonorrhea, chlamydia, HIV, all right, herpes, genital wart. Okay, it's so much out there that you can catch. And so you got to be willing to catch any kind of disease, and you got to be willing to get pregnant, all right? And you got to be willing to be emotionally tied to this man for the rest of your life. That's what you are signing when you sign that dotted line when you get ready to sleep with a man. If you don't want all of that, then stay off your back. Oh, well, Tony, he gonna leave. Okay, and it's other men in the world. Well, oh, Tony, he gonna cheat. Okay, and you gonna catch him. It's other men in the world. Go on about your business. Do not compromise your body to try to keep a man. And that's honestly the reason why I moved on in my life with every woman I met, because I ain't know no better. So that was a test. For a lot of men, to sleep with you is his test on if you are wifey or not. And yes, is it fair? Absolutely not. Because he's sleeping with you. So if he's sleeping with you, why you sleep with him? And if he's saying if you sleep with him, that make you not wife material, then technically that make him not husband material. Is it fair? No. Is life fair? No. Does life play by your rules? No. So if I'm telling you this his rules, that if you sleep with him, you not wife material, and you sleep with him, and that's how he judge you, okay, that is life. So it ain't gonna be what you want, how you want it, when you want it. Oh, well, Tony, that's a double standard. It don't have to be if you make it your standard. Because you could say, if this man willing to sleep with me before marriage, then he ain't husband material. And if he asks you to sleep with him, then you can say, I don't give my body to a man that's not my husband. And if you giving your body to women that's not your wife, you ain't husband material. Because that means your thing's so dirty. And you can sit there and tell him that. You can have a conversation. Do you understand when you stick that in there, you could come up with anything? That you could catch anything? Is that the way you value your body? See, but the day is the day of you got to make a man feel stupid. You ain't got to yell. You ain't got to curse. But you got to put the mirror in his face and make him feel stupid. Because if you don't make him feel stupid for his ignoramity, then he gonna make you look stupid for your ignoramity. And like I said, I don't know if ignoramity is a word, but that is what we're going to use. Okay, ignoramity. Oh, it's in the Urban Dictionary. Okay. Ignoramity, a made-up word for use instead of ignorance, just to make the person who said it sound like an intellectual. So, February 17th, 2010. Hey, they ain't lying, because I can't help that on intellectual. Okay? Witness here, ignoramity. So, this is a word. Wavy gravy, February 17th, 2010. So, somebody already came up with this word. And whoever wrote this, you need to get your life together. Talking about to make people, somebody trying to sound like an intellectual. Okay, and sir, you got a problem that you ain't come up with the word? All right, that's what it sounds like. Ignoramity. So what you have to realize is that you have to set standards for yourself. So now let me see now. Again, on our first hangout, we met at his house. Now listen, man, y'all they ain't got no dad, no father. Okay, first, I want to introduce you to Father God. And then after that, I'll be your other father. If you got a father, you ain't got no brother, I'll be your other brother. I'll be your brother. If you got a brother, he ain't give you the game, I'll be your other brother. You need a cousin, just whatever you need to call me, that's what it'll be. But listen to me. Listen to me. Somebody had to teach this now. Somebody got to teach y'all. On the first hangout, we met at his house. Ma'am, you met him on a dating site. You met him on a dating site. Okay? This could have been Ted Bundy reincarnated Jr. Ma'am, you could have been chopped up and put in his freezer. Do you understand that? You do not know a man inside of 10 dates. So whether you meet him on a dating site, because what I'm telling y'all say, oh, well, Tony, he could do that to you if you meet him in person at the grocery store. Duh. But when you meet him on a dating site, that is 10 times worse of a man. Because real men do not get on dating sites. Yes, you're going to have men come on here talking about they get, no. When you get on a dating site, as a man, you operating from a weak state of mind. You operating from a weak state of mind. You operating from a weak position. And you are operating from a place of insecurity, immaturity, or ignoramity. Okay? Point blank period. I'm a man. I could define manhood because I'm a man in every sense of the word, and protecting, providing, leading, loving, all of it. I know what a man look like because I've become a man. And here I'm trying to tell you, if a man is online, he's not operating as his highest self. Yes, he could be a decent guy, what quote unquote good guy. Yes, you could get married. Yes, y'all could live all y'all days. But what I'm telling you, when he got on that website, he was operating from the wrong place. Because a man who is whole and loving himself and pure with a good heart and a good mind in the right place is not going to get on no internet to meet no woman. Listen to what I'm telling you. Not no dating site, no dating app, none of that. Okay? Listen to what I'm telling you. Y'all keep arguing that, and I'm trying to tell you. That's why you ain't had no success with meeting men online. And then some of y'all, you meet a man online and you say, oh, I met my husband online and we doing amazing. Your husband is gay. Okay? A lot of y'all who you are married to a man that you met online and y'all doing good, he like men. 9 out of 10 of them. And he needed you as a cover up. So that's why he treats you like a queen. So you don't go digging and searching for nothing, because he got a boyfriend on his other phone that he leave at work. I'm trying to tell you, a man who get on online dating, he has a degenerate mindset in that space. Now, I know good men personally who have dated online. And they realized that when they did that, they was in a state of desperation. The men who are good men, they could tell you I was being weak, I was being desperate, or I was about to get greedy. And secretly, my flesh was looking for a come up. My flesh was looking for a woman that I could meet, create a new character for, sleep with her, and she would know the difference. That is not the same mindset that women, that 90% of women get online dating for. That is not the same mindset. So what I need you to understand, you're not the same person. A woman, that's why women cannot fathom what I'm saying, because they're saying, I'm not like that. I'm nowhere near that type of mindset, that type of person. You are a woman. What you have to understand is that you're different from a man. The way you see the entire world is different. The way you experience the world is different. You bleed for 5 days out the month. A man don't do that either. You carry a child for 10 months. A man doesn't do that either. Your breast produce milk. A man don't produce milk. So what you have to understand, you are different. The way you built. So many women come on here and say, Tony, well, I smoke weed. Well, Tony, I get drunk. Well, Tony, I curse. And I'm not that. You're not a man. So the way it looks for in a woman, it's going to show up differently. So listen to what I'm trying to tell y'all. Never online date unless you are desperate. And the only time you ought to be desperate is if you just don't care no more. And it's the wrong place for you. This is the wrong page for you. And I say 50 and over because that's when a lot of women get desperate. If you're 50 and you ain't desperate, don't get online. Just because I said, if you that age, because it's a lot of women in their 50s still learning men, still falling for 8th grade games, because I see it every day. So listen to me. Stay off the line, all right? Do not online date. The next thing, don't ever go to a man's house inside of 10 days. You need to have 10 dates outside, meaning you downtown. You downtown, you in a public area. You in a public establishment. Don't go to the state park that's empty. Don't do that. You need to be out and about so that if this man is crazy, and you need to do 10 dates. If at 10 dates you're not 100% sure about if you know this man, then do another 10 dates. And out in the public dates, not in his house, not in your house, not in his friend house, not in your friend house, in nobody's house. You do it in public. Y'all meet downtown at the hot spot. Okay, the bowling, the skating, the iFly, the Top Golf. You out and about. The restaurant, you downtown. You get there. You park where you want to park at. Let him park where he park at. Unless y'all in a city like New York and y'all, or DC or somewhere, y'all bringing the subways in. Then you do that. When you go home, don't let him walk you to your car. No, I got it. I'm good. Because you do not know him. Because if he see your car, now he know what your car look like. If he see your tag, now he know your tag number. And if it's a way for him to look up your tag, then now he know where your tag is registered to. You see what I'm saying? You have to be extra careful when you dating men today. Because the world is being turned over to a reprobate mind. You hear me? We just had a president in the White House with a reprobate mind. When the leader has lost the absolute mind, that show you where the world at. And when that leader who has lost his mind was voted for by millions of people, that show you where the world is at. Okay? Lady come in here the other day. You don't have to be racist to vote for Trump. I voted for Trump. Ma'am, get you some help. Okay? Get on my mentor.life. Because let me tell y'all something about this here. It don't matter what a person's policies is. It don't matter what the party says they believe. A lot of black folks vote Republican because Republicans are against gay marriage. And Republicans are against stuff that the Bible shuns. None of that matters. Because they could say Republican and still be doing everything against the Bible. You got to look at the person. If this person tell you that they could grab you by your private area because they famous, if this person call people who look like you pigs and slobs and all of this, that's what you voting for. You ain't voting for your religion. You ain't voting for no politics. You voting for the person. You vote for the person. So if you vote for somebody with no integrity, who is slap crazy, that means you have no integrity and you slap crazy. And if ain't nobody got no integrity, guess what? They ain't getting my vote. I'm vote for Jesus. And whatever they implement, that's on them. Because I serve the Lord. So I'm finna do what the Lord say do. And nobody ain't gonna have my vote. You hear me? Because I'm not of this world. I'm passing through this world. Can't control nothing anyways on this world. I'm serving the Lord. I'm thinking about eternity, not the here and now. You hear me? So understand that right there. So you vote for an idiot, that means you're an idiot. All right, I hate this. I hate to break it to you, but you got to look at what it say. And it's one thing. If I look at this person and I can tell that this person called me the N-word when they ain't around me, they ain't get my vote. They ain't gonna get my vote. Absolutely not. So understand that right there. So you have to realize that you got to be extra careful. And so even when you go to your car by yourself, you got to make sure that ain't nobody following you. On your last 2-3 turns before you get home, you got to make sure it's not a car behind you. And if it is a car behind you, then you pass your street and you circle back around. You got to be extra careful today. Okay? We live in a different kind of world. The next thing is, so what we said, don't ever date online. Don't ever give a man money. Don't ever give a man no ride in the sense of you become his chauffeur. He need a ride one time, okay, cool, but you're not his driver. You're not his daily driver. Listen, sir, you're going to have to get on your grind. You're going to have to get your credit fixed. You're going to have to get your record expunged. You're going to have to get you're going to have to call on your family. You're going to have to ask your family who brought you into the world. who got the same bloodline flowing through their veins as you, that's who need to be giving you a ride. As a girlfriend, it's not your place to be giving no man no ride, and to be letting no man use your car, and to be letting no man live with you so he ain't got to stay with roommates, and to be sleeping with no man, and to be giving no man money. That is not the role of a girlfriend. That's not your place. Don't ever do that. When you meet a man, he need to be a man, meaning he could drive himself or transport himself. He could feed himself, meaning he could pay for his own food. He can pay for his bills. He can pay for his car note. A man should not ask you for anything but companionship. That is it. Companionship. If a man needs you for any more than that, in this day and age, see somebody, well, Tony, your wife gave you $1,600. For one, I did not ask her that. For two, we had a child together. Three, we were getting married in a month. Four, it was 2006. So that's what you need to understand. We in 2021. That means a man ain't got to leave his house and he could make $1 million. You know how I know? Because I done did it. We in a new day and age. It is too many ways to get it for you as a woman to have to be taking care of a man in any kind of way. You hear me? All he need is your presence, your conversation, communication. You hear me? Mental stimulation. You hear me? And then when y'all get married, that's when y'all could get in the bed. Other than that, y'all are friends with a romantic interest and title, but building on pure friendship through courting. That's it. That's what you got. That's how you got to move today. Because 50% of people today have a STD. Now, so when you sleep with anybody, you got to know that you love this person enough to take on whatever they have if it is transferable, if it can be contracted. So, and even the people who carrying a disease, a lot of those people are women who caught it from a man that they did not even love, or they love him and they was deceived by him. And now a lot of women are feeling worthless because they've caught a disease from a man. Listen, don't feel worthless. You ain't got to feel worthless. It's still love out there, but you got to, from here on, protect your body. And you got to make sure a man making love to your mind. And then when y'all fall in love, guess what? When he knows that you the one, then y'all gonna be able to talk about this other stuff that has been happening in your past. And he's gonna be able to accept that because he loves you. He loves you. Now, you don't go tell that on the first date. You don't tell that on the first date. Oh yeah, I contracted this. That's not a first date conversation because you don't know this person. They can have all your business on the blog the next day. So you need to build. And yeah, some people say, oh, well, what does the person feel like you deceived them? You led them on. They were finna get time anyways, regardless. But if a person know about something before they love you, you're not gonna have a chance. But they got to love you. If they got love for you and they've had enough time to get to feel your spirit, and you could judge that. Because that might be on the third date if each date is 6 hours long. You see what I mean? That might be in the second month if y'all spend X amount of hours. But you don't tell your business to no stranger. And you don't let a person get all up in your life and be using you and doing all this. So listen. So you left them, you did the right thing. Look at everything you did and never do none of that again. Never get on Tinder, delete your account from all social dating apps and sites today. Delete your account today. Never go to no man's house. Never sleep with no man before marriage. If you sleep with them before marriage, if you absolutely sleep with them before marriage, and now here go the Christians. Oh my goodness. Shando. I cannot believe you condoning that. Listen, I'm not condoning anything, but I'm also wise enough to know that people gonna do what they want to do, because you can't force your belief system on anybody. So I do not condone sex before marriage. I do not promote it, But if you're going to do it, I want you to do it the best way possible, as safe as possible, to minimize your risk. Understand, you still heavily at risk, and it's still a gamble if you sleep with somebody before marriage. But if you are going to do it, make sure it is not inside of 6 months. Not inside of 6 months. And not just 6 months, but 6 months of daily communication of 1 hour a day. So that is 6 times 30 equals 180 hours of talk time. 180 hours of talk time. If that 180 hours is met at the 1 month mark, 2 month, 3 month mark, still do not sleep with a person. But if you're an atheist and you don't believe in not fornicating, you don't believe fornication is a sin, or you of another religion, or you is a fake Christian, and you finna get on your back, if you get on your back with a man inside of 6 months, he's not gonna respect you 99% of the time. That 1%. And if that's what you're shooting for, all right. So that's why I tell y'all, my wife and I are an exception to the rule. We the 1%. My wife and I the 1%. That's why I don't teach you to do it the way we did it. I don't teach you to do that because we were in a backslidden state when we met. We knew God. We had some love for God, but we wasn't reading the Bible every day and implementing the word of God. We wasn't doing that. So that's why I don't give our blueprint. So stop comparing your story to my story, because my story is a 1% success rate. That's why I teach the 99, because I'm the 1%. Look at what I'm doing. Look at how many men on the earth, how many men doing what I'm doing. Far, far, far less than 1%. So you got to understand, if it's 150 million men in America, okay? 150 million men. What number is this? 150 million times 0.01 equals 150,000. Do you know 150,000 male relationship coaches doing what I'm doing? You'll be hard pressed to count 10 to 20 that's doing it on this here level. On the hill level. You hear me? So my story is a less than 1% chance of it being done the same way and it working out the same way. That's why I don't teach it that way. I don't teach from where I'm at. Meaning, what I don't tell you, hey, yeah, sleep with somebody. You sleep with somebody in the first 2 weeks, and y'all will get married because first 2 months. Y'all will get married 3 months. Y'all will get married because it happened for me. That's ignorance. That's what a lot of people say. Oh, well, I'm dating interracial and we are 100% happy. Yeah, you in the 1%. Oh, well, I slept with my husband on the first night and we're going on 25 years. Yeah, you in the 1%. Oh, well, I did. Yeah, you in the 1%. You see what I'm saying? That's why I don't teach that. I don't teach 1% because that's dangerous. That's dangerous. Whenever you get into something that is outside of the scope of a relationship, like a black woman with a white man, a black man with a white woman, that's outside of the normal because that's not the norm. That's outside of that. So if relationships with the same race and culture, with the same upbringing and all of those things fail at a 90% rate, and then out of the 10% that get married, if 50% of them fail, then what percentage you think outside of that? When somebody go to same-sex relationships, interracial relationships that are a deviation from the common thing, it gets even harder because there's not a whole lot of blueprint for it. There's not a whole lot of experience for it. So don't base your life on the 1% experience. Base your life on the rule, not the exception to the rule. Because if you go trying to be the exception to the rule, say, oh, well, I'm feeling like having sex. I'm finna sleep with him on the first night and we gonna win. We gonna succeed. And I'm finna do it unprotected too because I don't like the way that rubber feel in me. So I need this thing unprotected. And it's finna be on the first night because I done been abstinent for 3 years and I'm horny. All right, go right ahead. Go right ahead and see what happens. Let me know how that work out. Let me know how that work out. Okay? And then the one person who it worked out for, a lot of time, it's a woman that's saying it's worked out. But one thing I know about a man is 99% of women don't understand men. Don't even know what they're dealing with. So women come to me bragging about being the exception to the rule, and I can look at their husband and I say, you can't see what I see. Ma'am, I can look at your husband and tell that he's a porn addict. That he doing all kind of masturbation when you sleep. When he at work in the bathroom. I can look at your husband and see in his eyes he cheating on you or that he like men. So while you in the comments bragging about your thing, keep that to yourself. You ain't got to brag. You ain't got to tell. You ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. If you really happy and it's working out for you, don't nobody got to know about that. Okay, that's on y'all. Okay, God bless you. Okay, we ain't talking about that on here. We talking about the rule to protect people so that you ain't going out there trying to be the exception and getting hurt. Because a lot of women who done did the same thing, done got in the bed with a man inside of 3 months, and because they saw it work for somebody else, they think it's gonna work for them, and 99% of them it don't work for. And they like, well, it worked for that person. Yeah, you can't just go doing what somebody else did wrong because their grace might not be your grace. They calling might not be your calling. Their purpose might not be your purpose. Their story is not your story. So you can't just go emulate somebody else. You got to do what you know is right. You got to do what you know is sound and makes sense. That's what you got to understand. So understand that right there now. And this video, it went a little elsewhere. And so why did I allow myself to get used like this? Because you didn't know what you was doing. Because at 19 years old, you didn't take the time and you didn't think to get a relationship coach. You didn't think to watch relationship videos. You 22 now. So, and you just not learning this. And then when you learned it, you left. You see what I mean? That's why they say knowledge is power. Just knowing and not doing is not power. Applied knowledge is power. So as soon as you got the new knowledge, you say, oh, I won't supposed to do that. I won't supposed to do that. Okay, let me leave. So that means you're not done. That means you're capable of learning. So what you have to do is keep learning. Before you go dating again, keep learning. Learn everything that you can learn so you recognize the red flags when you see them. So that's what you're going to have to do, okay? Stay off your back. Stay out of man's apartment. Keep him out your apartment. Don't give no man no money. Don't be a man's chauffeur. Don't be a man do-girl. You're not his sponsor. You're not his investor. You none of that. All you are his lover, meaning friend with a romantic title and arrangement. Meaning y'all are dating with a purpose to fall in love and get married. But that does not include all the extra stuff. Driving him around, giving him money, letting him live with you, letting him sleep with you. It don't include all that. And it's a lot of men that's going to tell you, oh, that ain't realistic. That ain't realistic because that's not your husband. What a man will do for his wife is it don't look realistic. What a man will sacrifice for his wife, it don't look realistic. It don't look realistic. If I'm sitting here, I'm not no millionaire, but I mean, not no multi-millionaire. Like I ain't got Kevin Hart money. I ain't got Steve Harvey money. But I got enough money to buy what I need to buy and some what I want to buy. But I love my wife so much. if I tell you the way that I treat her, you'll throw up in your mouth. You'll throw up in your mouth. You literally will be disgusted. You literally will be disgusted. Because you'll be like, whoa, that's way too much. You doing way too much for her. She don't even deserve all that. She don't even need all that. No, absolutely not. That's ignorance. That's ignorance. Let me tell you, when a man love a woman, it won't make sense. So these boys, when they come tell you, you gonna be single till you die if you gonna listen to Tony Gaffney and you think you finna get a husband if you ain't gonna sleep with a man. You got to try it before you buy it. You got to test drive the car. Listen, you not no toy on the shelf in the store that say try me with the hole in the plastic that you stick your finger in to press the button. You not no car on no lot. So you can get in that car and test drive, and the worst you're going to catch right now is the Hill 19. But you ain't finna catch no FTD when you get in that car. But when a man get in you catch HTD, you can lose your life, or you can alter your life for the rest of your life. So understand this, you're not a car that need to be test driven. You're not a toy that need to be tested out. You're a whole human with a whole heart, with a whole brain, and you got to know what you're worth. And if a man don't know what you're worth, you could buy him a pair of open-toe sandals and a box of rocks and say, pull these rocks out and kick rocks with open-toe sandals on, playboy. Bye. Got to go. And if the Lord called you to be Apostle Paulina, then that's what you need to do. If you can't meet a man that's going to respect your mind, respect your body, and love you until death, marry you before sleeping with you, then write a book a month, write a book a year, start companies, do whatever else God called you to do, but don't ever compromise. The time of compromise and taking them chances is over, because the world too wicked today. It's too crazy today. You can't play around today. It's serious today. It's a whole new world today. Okay, it's a different day. It's a different type of men today, because of social media, because of technology, because of all of the wickedness we got going on in this world. These men being mutated into reprobate minds, and you got to move differently. You can't move the same way you could move in 1950. In 1900, it's different. They didn't have Snapchat and Instagram and cable TV and pornography websites in 1950. Do you hear me? These men is being developed differently today. So you got to move different. Okay? And when you move different, guess what? You're going to elevate to be a 1% woman. And then when you go become a 1% woman, that's what I'm going to call this video, 1% woman. When you become a 1% woman, guess what? All of the 1% men will be illuminated. You're going to see them. They're going to have a glow on their head. And they're going to start to attract you. You're going to attract them. And y'all going to click. Y'all going to vibe. And you're going to understand. This is what you're going to understand. And you don't know where you're going to meet them. You could be traveling. They say it's 7 billion people on the earth. All right. Okay, that's 70 million, 700 million. That's 7 billion. Okay. It's more women than men, 9 out of 10 times. So we're going to divide this by 3. So we finna have 3. Let's say it's 2.3 billion men. Okay. We're going to do times 0.01. Boom. So guess what? 1, 2. So what that is? So that means 23.3 million men out there in that 1%. And the math might be off, but it's at least that many. It's at least 24 million men spread out across the world. In your city, it might be 2,400 of them. Okay? Might be, depending on the size, it might be 240 of them. Okay? If you in a real city, like a normal size city, Atlanta, Houston, you're going to have 2,400 of them, at least. Going on up, maybe 24,000. Probably 24,000 of them. You got to get out and about. But see, when you become, that's when you attract what you become. Don't worry about the numbers. Don't worry about the statistics. You become, and you set the standards for you. And everything else gonna fall into place. You can't worry about how God works. Because God's ways are not your ways. God's thoughts are not your thoughts. You can't worry about how it's gonna come together. Worry about how you gonna get there. Worry about how you gonna grow. How you gonna set your standards and who you gonna be. And the rest will be taken care of. All you can worry about is you. You hear me? Listen to me. Hey, get this in your spirit now. Get this in your spirit. All right, let it sit with you. Okay? Hey, this Tony Gaston. God bless you. We'll be in touch.